to the latest episode of Rich and Wibo Present the Local Art Show. Today's guests include two puppeteers from a small and mighty film production company that is based in Connecticut. Their motto is having fun, trying to have fun, and doing all those crazy things we all want to do. Currently celebrating their 20th anniversary with the world premiere of their latest feature, Bernice 2, on Friday, February 18th at the historic Warner Theater in Torrington, Connecticut. Please welcome Mike Finland and Rick Allen from Elmwood Productions to Rich and Wibo Present the Local Art Show. How are you?
Hi.
What's up?
Good to see you guys.
Yep.
Doing good,
So
doing good.
So glad to have you both on the show because
Thank you for having us.
I've known you for a while, and people who know the history of this show know that John was on my show several times, and he became the editor for this. But in the meantime, I had a chance to go over to Elmwood Productions studio and party with you guys a little bit, had some fun, and you guys are always having fun. That's what I love about Elmwood Productions. No matter what day I go there, it's like everybody's in a great mood, everybody's having fun. So I know, Rick, you're probably the newest member of Elmwood Productions, is that correct?
Yes, I came to Elmwood Productions last summer, back in July, I think it was.
How'd you get involved?
I found out about the Elmwood Productions because I worked down the road from where the Paris of Plantsville, I think it was. And John had all his puppets displayed out in the windows. And I went in the store and asked if they were for sale, but they were only there for display. And he gave me Elmwood Productions card. And a couple of years later, once we got all this cell phones and technology stuff, I ended up looking them up on YouTube. And I watched some of their shows and a couple of their movies. And then last year, I think it was, I ended up getting a hold of John through Facebook.
So were you always into the Muppets, puppets, and things like that, such as Jim Henson and Sesame Street, all the Muppet Show? As a kid, did you like watching that?
Always, yeah. I always watched the Muppet Show on Sesame Street, and eventually back in the 80s when we had cable, sometimes I watch Fraggle Rock.
So you know what I like about Elmwood Productions is that they do have the family-oriented stuff, but they also have the adult humor, which I really love. And I want to get into that with you, Mike, as well, because you've been with them much longer. So how long ago did you see? As I mentioned, you're celebrating your 20th anniversary with Elmwood Productions. So you started close to 20 years? Or?
I'm horrible with dates, but I want to say 2012. So I've been there 10 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So Elmwood Productions, the second generation.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved?
I befriended someone who was with Elmwood previously through another friend, and he invited me to the tail end of I think they were wrapping up Steve the Vampire, and I think I was there for like the last 2 days of shooting or something like that, and that's what he invited me to, and I've never looked back. Yeah.
So you started out as a puppeteer?
Yeah.
Right. So I've I attempted to do that just once though, so can't really fault me for not doing it that well the first time and only time. When you first started doing it, both of you, I'll start with you, Mike. Did it come naturally to you to make the puppets look realistic as they're talking?
I feel like I remember John kind of being taken back by it, how kind of easily it came to me, but I don't know. I was always passionate about puppets, and I think that kind of just showed, and it's continued to.
You, with the puppets, do you more like the children oriented or the more adult humor?
I love them both, but I definitely feel more at home with the adult stuff. Just it's more of my natural way of being.
Well, the only way I'm saying that, or the only reason I'm saying that, is because behind you have the beautiful ladies of the Evil Dead. So I have a feeling that your sense of humor and what you like is more on the, just like me. on the dark side. And then you know what I love?
Absolutely.
And Evil Dead, for people who don't know, and anybody who's watching this show must know what Evil Dead is. They are great with combining humor and horror. It makes a perfect mix. So, and that's what I love about Elmwood Productions, because you guys have some great humor. And the horror movie Head, which premiered, was it last year? I think it was, because when I first introduced or interviewed John,
When it premiered,
I think I interviewed John in the beginning of 2020.
I don't even remember.
2 or 3 weeks later, COVID hit, and he was promoting Head being released, or the premiere, or the 5-year anniversary. That's what it was.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes.
5-year anniversary. And then that got postponed because of COVID, and you had it, I think, last year, 2021 sometime.
That sounds right. Yeah. That sounds right. Like I said, I'm horrible with dates. But yeah, that sounds right. I'm sure John's gonna be MFing me the whole way.
I can already see what the screen will be saying. How can you not know that, Mike? You've only been with us for 10 years. So Rick, what about you? Are you also a fan of the horror movies?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm into like a lot of the slasher movies and a lot of paranormal movies and the psychological thrillers too.
Now, do either of you help with the writing on some of the stories that they come out with?
No, I don't.
Not you either.
Very
Mike?
little.
Yeah.
I'd say very little.
But I noticed, working with you guys or just hanging around you guys, I see that Rick Corbo, who's another puppeteer, he does some of the writing. He's he's a great guy. I met him, unsurprisingly enough, at Barnes and Noble, which so he's a huge fan of books, and he seems like in some of the stories he told me that he had in mind or he wrote that haven't been released yet, and I don't want to spoil anything. They sound great. I can't wait.
Yeah. Corbo's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
One of the best writers we have.
Let's go through some of the people that are currently with Elmwood Productions. So you have Rick Corbo, Ricky Passmore, who is also a director. Is that correct?
Yeah, he does all the cinematography stuff, all of that. Who else do we have? We have Nikki, Alex, Rich Mislevitz and his wife Tina. My wife is helping.
We have
Keith, yeah, tons of people.
You know what I like about John, because he's very inviting and he welcomes people. Like with me, it's Rich. Come over here. It'd be great to have you over here. And he invites these people here, and if it works out, and say, yeah, come on, be part of this. Put a puppet on that hand. Do this.
Yep.
Do that.
Yep.
And I want to do a little promotion right now because, as I mentioned in the intro, February 18th is going to be the world premiere, historic Warner Theater right there. Bernice 2, that's TOO. Got it right there. Rick, thank you very much. And Mike, I'll be hosting it. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be a great time. What can people expect when they go to the world premiere of the Bernice 2?
Everything. They can expect everything. We're throwing everything we got at them right now.
Right. You're gonna have giveaways. You're gonna have merchandise there that people can buy.
Yep. There's gonna be live bands. I believe they're gonna have their merch. I'm pretty sure we'll have some of our merch. I think there's some kind of giveaways. I believe the first 100 people or so, they get some kind of little goodie bag. There's all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff.
Better get there early.
Right.
Yeah. Buy their tickets.
The show starts at 7 p.m. Warner Theater, and it's $5. Not a bad deal. It's gonna be a great. So Rick,
it's a very good deal.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the movie without any spoilers. Maybe not. Rick.
Yep.
Oh no, I was gonna say, tell me a little bit about the movie without any spoilers.
really funny movie.
Well, let me start it off. I know it's two two men in a wheelchair. I'll start off that. So does it follow these two men and their life? Are they friends and they're lifelong friends, and it shows their life together? Is that what the movie's about?
Uh, Pretty much, I think.
Okay. And are you a featured puppeteer in this?
I do some of the puppeteering in it, yes.
Mike, I'm sure, as far as I know, you're probably one of the main characters. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say 90% of the time I was there if we were shooting anything. So yeah. Yeah.
How long did it take with filming?
Oh my goodness, how long were we shooting for? It wasn't as long as I thought. I mean, because of COVID, it was a lot longer. We had a lot more time to
Yeah.
think things out. But really, once we got down and shot stuff, it wasn't that long. I couldn't think of a time frame because of COVID, because of how many things we shot beforehand, but over the course of 2 years, it wasn't a crazy shoot schedule or anything like that.
Well, I love watching documentaries on independent filmmakers because of the things they have to go through to get a movie made. So I want to go through the process with you about how this movie was made, because I know I've seen so many documentaries where they don't have permission to film on this piece of land, so they're always trying to film before the cops come and take off. Do you have any incidents like that?
No, honestly, any of the places we go, we just get bombarded with questions, or like kids want to come up and take pictures, or not really. I think when we were shooting Animal Behavior, like we were shooting on a railroad track or something like that real late at night, and the cops, somebody called the cops on us and stuff like that, and they came out and they just laughed at us. So
I was gonna say, I would love to hear that 911 call. Excuse me, we have some kids playing with puppets. Please send backup.
they're laying on the railroad tracks.
I'm fearing for my life. Please hurry.
Right.
Well, let's talk about that right now, because I love Animal Behavior. And the premise of that is John is the main character, John Bristol, and his cat is in love with him, and he's always trying to kill his wife, if I'm not mistaken, because he wants to get rid of the wife so he can have John all to himself. Yeah.
No, it is Tugger is obsessed with his wife in the series is Bree.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry for John, you're gonna kill me too. Sorry for having it backwards. So yeah, the cat wants to kill John so he can have the wife. And nobody believes, everybody thinks John's crazy that the cat wants to kill him.
Yep.
Were you a part of that one?
Yes, I'm one of the main characters. I play Ripper.
And that wasn't a movie, that was a series.
Yes.
How many episodes of that series were there?
I want to say 12, like an average series, like maybe 12 episodes.
Was that written by John, or did Rick Corwell help out?
I'm pretty sure that was all John. That was already written and stuff before I was even a part of Elmwood. Yeah.
That was one of the first things.
That was all John. Yeah.
What about you, Rick? I want your stories on what it was like filming. This is your first movie with Elmwood, is that correct?
Yes, it was.
What was it like for you?
I loved it. I always wanted to do puppeteering and work for a company that works with puppets in front of the camera. So I had a lot of fun helping make Bernice too. We had some tough days, some really hot days last summer, which Mike remembers.
Oh yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And gonna keep going with it, and I love it.
Mm.
Watching, we're filming this in the Connecticut area. Do you film around the Connecticut area? Or do you go out of state? Like, how do you pick your locations?
We have gone out of state for stuff. We usually stick around where we, you know, rivers and lakes that we're used to, kind of thing, and stay within the Elmwood universe. And we just kind of, you know, it's kind of like a public domain. We kind of just go to places that are free to shoot, and we don't really get hassled or anything like that.
You have a location scout to pick out the locations, or when John or Rick or whoever does the writing or writing it, do they have something in mind while they're writing it? Say, this would be great in the railroad tracks in Bristol.
A little bit of both, I'd say.
Okay.
Because they kind of work off each other. We don't really have anybody specific that does scouting or anything like that. It's usually us, and we usually pick places that we've already known or knew from childhood or whatever.
When we had John on the show, he was telling me a story about you were filming at a house. I'm hoping you were there and you can elaborate in this story. And they were showing the house that day when you were filming for the horror movie Head. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this.
That was Christmas Wishes, the short we did. It was this little teeny tiny, like, I don't know, it wasn't even a house. It was like a half a house. But it was like kind of perfect, like puppet size, you know, everything we had kind of fit in it. And we were filming there one day. I think we just had one day to shoot the whole thing. And the only thing was we had to be out by a specific time because the guy that owned it was showing the place that same day. And the guy ended up showing up a little bit early with like a family, and they had like kids and stuff like that. And we had like these puppets that were cutting their mouths open, and there's blood all over the floor. And it was awesome.
What was the reaction for the kids? They must have loved it or been afraid.
They're just question marks, just lots of question marks. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Were the parents mad?
No, they were just more like, what the hell's going on?
That's hilarious.
And then they saw that it was just puppets, and you know, we all had Elmwood shirts on and stuff like that. And yeah, everybody got a good laugh.
So what, that was you said Christmas Wishes, that was a short.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know what we put that on. I think it's on.
Most of everything that I've seen is YouTube. I saw that one on YouTube.
It's definitely on YouTube. Yeah.
I think it's on the Jungle Man.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was.
Rick, tell me, what is Jungle Man?
I would say he's a killer from outer space, I think.
Is it another short or is it a movie?
Wrong. Oh, what's that?
Is it a short or a movie?
That's a short.
What year did that come out? Do you
And I'm
remember?
not sure, because that's before I was joined up with Elmwood.
Can people buy that on DVD if they want?
Yeah.
So, all right, because I was going through, I have a list, and if I left anything out, let me know. I have Jungle Man, Animal Behavior, which I talked about, the Risley Brothers. I want to talk about that because that I saw on YouTube as well. That is hilarious. When I'll just say one thing. They're at a bar called the Wooden Beaver. I think that says enough right there of what type of humor it's going to be. And I enjoyed it very much. So Mike, were you involved in the Risley Brothers?
Yeah, very much so. I was Schmutzy. I played the character Schmutzy.
What is the premise of that show?
These guys, they own this kind of crappy, seedy bar, and they're gonna lose it. and they end up losing it, and it's just everything goes wrong. It's like Cheers if Cheers took drugs.
You know what? That's like the perfect tagline for the movie. If Cheers took drugs. Then I have Steve Vampire, which we talked about a little bit. He's more like a horror host, like an Elvira and Joe Bob Briggs vein. Is that correct?
I'd say he's more of like a younger, dorkier Teen Wolf kind of.
Yeah,
Graveyard Gill is definitely like our Elvira kind of guy, but yeah, Steve's kind of nerdier.
Okay. Yeah, no, Graveyard Gill, that's the other one. And he's more of the host for different movies. And I saw him, I think it was the beginning of Head, there was a short, and he hosted that.
Yeah.
Does he make any other appearances, Graveyard Gill, in other movies?
Oh yeah, he's on YouTube a bunch. He does. We do little openings with him all the time. Okay. He's one of our. He did. If you ever go on YouTube, look up The Walking Path.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
And I believe he might do one for. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank.
Maybe he did one for Jungle Man.
I think there was one for Jungle Man, and then the short we did for the brewery there.
Okay.
What's that called? Legend of Cotterville Road. I believe there's one for that too. I might be mistaken though.
Yeah, talk to me about the brewery, because you had a premiere there.
Yeah, a couple of breweries we've done premieres at. Yeah.
That's in Plantsville, right?
Trying to think which one.
Yeah, it's Southington area.
Yes.
What movies did you premiere there? Do you remember? I know you said
actually that wasn't Southington. Where was that? That was in Two Roads Brewery.
Okay.
That was a trying to remember. It was like a
what?
Oh crap, I'm totally blanking.
Yeah, no problem. Well, it's just you've had different places, because I know the one I can't wait. I'm going to mention one more time. A little promotion. Historic Warner Theater, February 18th. That's going to be the big one. Looking forward to that. That's Bernice too. Yeah. But I know over the years you've had different premiere, and the last one I want to say was in Hartford for Head.
CT Improv. Yes.
Yes. And I've been there, unfortunately I was busy that night, but I've been there for other things. That's a great place. I can only.
Oh, that was so much fun.
I'm happy you finally had a chance to do it. Did you have a good turnout for that?
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was completely sold out, the seats that we had available.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I love the fact you have great places where you have the premiere. The prices are very affordable, and it's just you have merchandise there. What I love about Elmwood Productions is that not only, as I mentioned before, you come out with great product, but it's everything you do is an event. It's always so much fun.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Exactly. I mean, you could tell from them doing it, like you guys have so much fun with the puppets in the movie, and it definitely bleeds through the screen to the audience, where people are. I'm enjoying it, just watching, picturing you guys just joking around. Is there a lot of things that are improv at the time, or is everything scripted?
There's so much stuff that's improv. It's not even funny. I'd say a good huge chunk of Risley Brothers was improv stuff. We play off each other so well that it rolls right off our our tongues, our hands. But yeah.
Does John, who does a lot of the writing, when he's writing, since he knows everybody's personality very well, does he write knowing, all right, this is something Mike would probably say without the puppet, I'm going to have him do this, and same thing with you, Rick?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, definitely.
So How long ago did you start, Rick?
I started last July.
So did they already start filming Bernice 2 at the time?
Yeah, they did. I came right pretty much in the middle of the movie.
Did they make a part for you? Did they
Yeah.
create another character?
I did a couple parts in it, yeah.
So is there a time when you film it and you're like, no, I have something better, let's do it? And like how many takes would it, like, say just maybe 2-3 scenes? How many times, how long would that take?
Probably a
You-
couple minutes.
That's it. So you
Like-
you
like-
usually have it down, then maybe you make a quick joke that wasn't in the script and say, okay, let's move on. Or do you say, let me try it one more time, I know I could do a little bit better?
No, not really. I always went by what's in the script and what they wrote. I didn't really do my own thing.
But you, Mike, do you say, John, you
Oh,
know
I
what-
did my own thing. I always
Okay.
did my yeah. But
There was
I mean,
one
I always,
renegade.
you know, I'd always go by the script, and then
Hmm.
if they didn't like the way I did the script thing, I'd try my own thing, and you know, we did a lot of takes of stuff.
Tell me about the creation of the puppets.
That's mostly John.
Okay.
I'd say I've made a couple puppets, and they're like, kill me. They're horrible. I definitely help with like putting skeletons and you know the underlying structures together and stuff like that, and then John kind of does the rest and brings them to life.
What puppet did you create? Do you have, because I know did you create? all right,
None that are working.
there's a story that I heard when I had John on the show, and I want you to tell me because it has something to do with Evil Dead and then Bruce Campbell.
Oh well, the character I play in Head is loosely based off of Bruce, and the facial structure and the big whopping chin that he has and stuff like that is definitely all Bruce.
And did you ever bring it to one of the conventions to show Bruce or any
Oh,
of the ladies of Evil Dead?
I showed the ladies, and I don't know if John has the picture. I might have to send it to him again. But there's a picture of me with the ladies, and they're all like loving up on the Bruce puppet and stuff like that. And it's my heart was like out of my chest. It was amazing.
That's funny. Yeah, I was at that same convention. I met them, and what I'm mad about is I actually had a chance to interview one of the ladies for the show, and it was before I met John. I had somebody else running it, and they lost the audio on the. I tried to.
Oh my
I tried to. I know.
no.
Yes, it was such a great interview. I think it lasted for an hour and a half, 2 hours. We were talking about everything, movies, music. It was just a great conversation.
Oh.
I know. And I tried to get in touch with her, and she said, oh, you know what? After this winter, we'll get into the spring. And spring, and then I tried to get in contact with her again. She never reached out to me. So yeah, I lost that. So angry. So
That's horrible.
John, while you're editing this, thank you very much for being the best editor I ever had. We really do appreciate you here at the local art show and the club.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Appreciate it. The man.
Not being serious, he does a great job.
Oh, he
I really do
do.
appreciate. So Rick, what puppets did? Because I know for the most part, like, correct me if I'm wrong, John will always make a puppet that resembles the person, the puppeteer. Did he make one for you yet, Rick?
Nope, not yet. I'm still
Not yet?
waiting.
Still working on
Still waiting. Still curious to know what it's gonna look like.
I can only imagine. Before we get on to what's next and what you're working on now, I want to talk about something that this is the one time I was a part of the putting the puppet on the hand and trying it, was Ask Dr. Mike. I love that segment. Tell me what that is.
Oh, the doc.
The doc, yeah. Ask the doc.
Yes, with the doc and Eugene. The doc is based off of a guy John knows. I haven't met him yet. I can't
Michael
wait
Bingham.
to.
He's a great guy. I know him only because I used to go to Borders Books a lot in Farmington. and
Yeah.
he was an employee there. And I didn't realize that there was a connection between John and him. And then when I saw that, I said, that is perfect. He has the mannerisms, he has the look,
Yeah,
everything.
the voice, everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's wild. But that's just kind of goofy thing he came up with, and you know, he was like, how can we throw a sexy nurse into it? And we threw a sexy nurse puppet on Tricky, and we got a couple of videos. I hope we can do more with those characters because they're so much fun.
Mm.
People just come in, they'll just ask questions, and then the doc will have an answer to go along with it. And it's never taken seriously. It's always humorous. And
Yes,
is that another one that could be found on YouTube?
absolutely. Yep.
What the biggest one that you did so far would have to be your feature head. Is that correct?
That I was involved in, actually,
Well-
yeah, I'd say for the 20 years, absolutely. Yeah, that's the biggest thing we've done so far.
What movie? Well, I know. Yeah. What was it based on?
Kind of like the, you know, 20 something kids out in the woods, and somebody's out lopping heads, and they're like, nobody's gonna, you know, it's not gonna happen to us, and then it happens to them.
It's like every 80s horror movie.
Yeah,
Evil Dead, Friday the 13th,
yeah.
Freddy Krueger. Yeah. So it's all you know what I love about watching. That's how I was first introduced to Elmwood Productions, and watching the movie. After a while, you almost forget that they're puppets, because you're just so, to me anyway, I was so into the movie. I was enjoying it. I enjoyed the humor, and I love the horror aspect of it. After a while, you forget that they're puppets.
Yep. That was the whole idea from the beginning, really, was, you know, if a puppet gets stabbed, we don't want like fuzz and felt coming out of it. We want blood, we want gore, we want it to be, take you away from the puppet aspect of it, really, and make you dive into it.
You have a makeup artist?
Me and a fella, I don't think he's with Elmwood anymore, Gabe Finkenstein. Me and him did all the special effects, the makeup, the prosthetics, the guts, whatever else we used.
You ever film a scene and it can only be done once because after that would ruin the puppet?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
So how many times did you have to redo a scene and make a brand new puppet before you could do the scene in that movie anyway?
I don't think we ever had to. I
Really?
think we
Wow.
kind of we knew how detrimental the shot had to be, and if we didn't make it, we had to like cut the arm off and make it look like a completely different something else, or so we had to, it was low budget, we had to land every shot we took pretty much.
You have somebody that writes out storyboards?
Ricky tries to, but we never follow them. Yeah.
That's funny. So Rick, with your experience, tell me when the director, who directed Bernice 2?
Both John and Ricky.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when he tells you to do the scene, does he tell you, okay, well, I want you to do it exactly like this and have the puppet do this, or does he give you a little bit free rein? 'Cause it sounds like with Mike, because Mike's been with them for so long, they just let him do what he wants, you know, and you probably, does he say just, you know, feel comfortable with it and, you know, whatever comes to mind, do, or just stick strictly to the script?
I usually just stick strictly to the script.
Yeah.
I haven't done my own thing yet. I haven't been
Well, you just started.
comfortable going in that direction yet. Yeah.
You have to get your feet wet first. I understand that completely. The more you do it, the more comfortable you feel. But
Yeah.
Right.
who do you play in that movie? In Bernice?
In Bernice, I play a couple scenes. I do play Bobby and a two other characters. I don't know the names of the other two characters.
Now, is there, without giving anything away, is there, I'm sure there's a play on words because the movie is called Bernice 2, Too. Is this, is there a joke in there that people who don't know Elmwood Productions would get?
Well, me and John made this absolute awful dross. It's also on YouTube called Bernice, and it's just the weirdest, goofiest thing. And it's making fun of that, but John always says that this is a sequel to the Monkey's Head.
Yes.
And I believe that very fondly that it is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
See, I even learned something today. I didn't realize that. So the other one, this one I haven't seen yet, but I want you to talk about is, I think it's one of the older ones, Josh and Todd, the story of a man and his puppet.
Yeah.
Was that another series?
That's a feature film. That was I believe the first Elmwood feature film. That was well before my time. I think I was like in high school still when they were doing that. But that is the first thing that John ever showed me when I went to his house. And we like hung out for the first time. So that was kind of like one of my first real hardcore introductory things to Elmwood was Josh and Todd.
What was the premise of that?
Josh was kind of like this uptight dude who kind of let everybody walk all over him, his girlfriend included. And he finally just kind of cracked in this cartoon but puppet version. You know, the happy version of himself kind of came out and started taking over. It's kind of like Drop Dead Fred almost, or you know, very similar to that, but with puppets and way better.
I know you've been with them for 10 years. You started about a year ago. What is the origin of Elmwood Productions? 20 years ago, how did it all begin?
Well, Elmwood is a part of West Hartford, I believe, and that's where John and the OG members kind of started everything. That's, you know, where they got the basis of it from. And then John had this little apartment that he would build puppets out of in Plainville. And that's what they would build these, you know, these little intricate sets out of like foam and stuff like that in his living room and leave them up for months on end and film and stuff like that. And that's my knowledge of like the origins of Elmwood. That's kind of where it all came to fruition.
How many people were in the original Elmwood Productions?
Let's see.
I know one because he's another one. It's funny because another one from Borders, Russ.
Oh yeah, Russ Whirlybird. Yeah. The group I came in to know, because I'm sure there was definitely like an original group that none of the people even hang out with us anymore. But the original crew when I came in was Jim Williams, Russ Whirlybird, Gabe Finkenstein, John, and really that's all I can remember. And Tricky.
John is basically the only original from Elmwood Productions.
I'd say him and Tricky are the oldest members. Yeah, not age wise, but
yeah, from when they first started 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So we had the movie premiere February 18th, Warner Theater, $5, 7 p.m. It's gonna be a great time. What are you working on now?
Making some more sequels, making some new seasons of shows we've done before, some new stuff that you're not even going to be ready for, monster stuff, all kinds of stuff.
All right.
Are they bringing out Steve the Vampire and Graveyard Gill again?
Oh yeah, we're going Wonka Vader, up and out. We're going up and out.
I said good day. And Rick, are you in it
Yeah.
for the long haul? I mean, Mike's been
Definitely.
with Elmwood for 10 years. You see yourself here another 10 years from now, still hanging out, making
Of course,
movies with puppets?
of course. I'm not gonna leave them.
Love it. I love it.
Mm.
Well, before we go, it was so great to have you guys on the show. So you've done a couple with me on Real Talk, and Rick, I just met you a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, but I think you're a great part of Elmwood, and I love what you
Thank
guys do. And definitely, where can people check it out? I know on YouTube, we mentioned that. Where else can people see Elmwood Productions movies?
We're on YouTube, Amazon Prime,
Yubi.
Tubi, VHX. We're all over the place.
Now, do you see any money from any of that?
No comment.
Well, that's your big TV movie stars. Come on. The reason I'm asking, because I wasn't sure. I know with app, for example, music, Apple, I think gets 0.02 cents for every
Yeah,
time
we
it's
get like hairs.
Yeah.
Doll hairs. Actual doll hairs.
That's funny. All right, Rick, one more time. What's happening soon?
Bernice 2, February 18th,
What
7
time?
o'clock. 7 o'clock.
$5.
Damn, right?
$5.
Where's it gonna be?
Warner Theater, baby, $5. Get your tickets now,
Yes. Get it.
or you're gonna miss out.
Tickets are selling fast and furious. Weebo, do you have your ticket yet?
You got my ticket all set, brother. All set. Ready to go.
Front row? Not yet.
Right.
I'm ready to go. Go see the show. I
Weebo, do
can't wait.
Do you have anything you want? Because I've known these guys for a little while, but you really don't know too much about them. Do you have any questions for them that you want to ask?
I've been watching the YouTube, the Elmwood boy, the whole production, man, is very professional. Guys having a good time, man.
Appreciate it.
Good time.
Thank you.
I
It's
think
all about
that's,
having fun.
I think that's definitely most important. But as he said, and I agree, I mentioned before, that all of you together put out a great product, and you could tell that everybody's having so much fun, and that makes it so much more fun for everybody to watch. And I can't wait to see Bernice 2 on the big screen.
Oh,
It's gonna be fun. So,
It's gonna
Mike,
be wild.
Rick, so great
Thank you.
having you on the show. Please come back
Thank you.
anytime you want to promote.
come back.
something. I will definitely be down there. The last time I was down there, you can check this out on YouTube. For Christmas, we did, it was the night before Christmas. I got to tell
Yes,
them,
yes. Good times. Good times.
I was being harassed by puppets.
No, not you. Yeah,
That's what
puppets,
happens.
huh?
That's what happens.
Oh yeah.
Feed me.
Well, anyway, keep up the great work. I cannot wait.
Thank you.
February
We
18th,
will.
7 p.m. Warner Theater, Bernice 2. This is Rich. That's Weebo, Mike, Rick Allen. Thank you everybody much for being on the Local Artist Show. We will see you soon. Have a good day, everybody.
All of a sudden I hear, brim, brim. What's a diaphragm again?
Ha! We caught one.
They're supposed to be weird.
Oh, yeah, no. If you say so.
I've always wanted to be in a movie.
Waiting around for autumn, waiting around for autumn. I was watching the TV, I was watching the TV, yeah. Waiting around for winter, waiting around for winter. I was watching the TV, I was watching the TV.
stories, now available in one collection. Confessions of a Frenetic Mind. 5 tales of blood-curdling terror, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.